Adam Soos here for Rebel News. It is great to have some good news coming out of City Hall in Calgary for a change, even when that news comes in the form of them undoing some of their mistakes from the past. And that's precisely what happened earlier this week when City Council voted 12-3 to repeal the wildly unpopular single-use items bylaw within this city.
People are just getting really tired of politicians and experts telling the uneducated masses what to do. That we know best, and if you don't like it, well, that's just too bad. We know the vast majority of Calgarians do not like this single-use items bylaw for many reasons. They think it's overreaching, they think it's ridiculous. Yes, we all care about the environment, and we can all take steps to do what we can, but I will be voting to repeal this bag bylaw, and I encourage my colleagues to do the same. Let the people know that we've been listening and that they've been heard.
Even Calgary's historically unpopular activist Mayor Jyoti Gondek, despite the fact that we are in a climate emergency, according to her, saw fit to reverse course and vote in favor of repealing the bylaw. The bylaw has been so poorly received and so broadly opposed that even Alberta Premier Danielle Smith took to X to post in celebration of it being repealed, considering it effectively a win for common sense, a win for affordability. For those unfamiliar with the bylaw, I will provide a link to a full detailed report of everything that it encompasses below that I did when the bylaw first was sort of implemented. But in a nutshell, it effectively implemented a mandatory 15-cent fee for bags and insisted that those bags be comprised of 40% recycled materials. If businesses wanted to provide reusable bags to customers, they couldn't simply hand those out for free. They had to charge customers a minimum charge of $2. And beyond this, businesses were banned from simply providing bags or utensils. They had to be requested formally. So if you went out and ordered something, it couldn't simply be put into bags, and the utensils you're obviously going to need provided so that you can eat your meal. And businesses that didn't insist that you ask, or businesses that quite simply offered that up to you freely without you asking, as businesses have done forever, well, they would be subject to $250 fines. Back in February, I spoke with Ward 13 Councillor Dan McLean, one of the key opponents to this, and we discussed City Council at that time voting 8-7 in favor of sort of initiating and reviewing this bylaw for a repeal process. He suggested at that time that the 8-7 vote effectively meant that this would almost certainly be repealed by summer, but that there was a bit of a process that needed to unfold. And effectively what we saw this week, that vote from 8-7 now swinging to 12-3. And as I mentioned, even Jyoti Gondek flipping sides in order to repeal this bylaw effective immediately. So businesses out there, small businesses, whatever it may be, are no longer subject to these absurd restrictions that have caused headaches for business owners and consumers alike in Calgary. For those keeping track, the three folks who voted for you to continue paying for bags every time you make a purchase are Councillors Walcott, Penner, and Cara, and you can do with that what you will, voters, come election time. Calgarians can breathe a sigh of relief for the time being, but knowing this council, I think folks should remain vigilant. I won't be surprised if there's another wacko climate policy that drives up costs and causes inconveniences just around the corner. As always, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. For Rebel News, I'm Adam Soos. Hey guys, there is no climate emergency, least of all here in Canada. If you agree with that simple sentiment, and if you think that the fearmongers need to stop, sign our petition at noclimateemergency.com.